there is no excuses that I can possibly make why I'm not producing more of anything, right? The only excuse I can say, well, God says this is not my time yet to be producing the amount that I should be producing. Production could be at work, in your career, in your hobbies and interests, and anything that you're passionately pursuing. Speaking about passion, I have been somebody that's been passionate about one thing, and that was probably, and is still, music. And when it comes down to it, I realized later on, after years of understanding passion and fighting against it, is stop fighting passion. Your passion can be towards anything. You just have to choose for it to be your passion. You have to choose for it to actually be utilized in your work, in your relationships, and anything that you do. You know those people that are, driving in and through the lanes on the highway and speeding? Technically, those people are passionately driving. For us, people watching are like, that person's crazy. Why is that person driving the way that they are? But the person who's driving like that, one thing, they're probably having a good time in their own life. Whatever they are driving, sometimes you see a Nissan and you're like, or a Honda Civic, and you're like, why is that person even speeding? That's not a car that looks good when it's speeding. A car that looks good is a Lamborghini. A car that looks good is a certain type of class of car that just looks great when you're speeding through the road. Everybody gets it. But most of us start in the 1997 Nissan Sentra. You know what I'm saying? So most of us start at a lower end of, the possibilities. Or actually not possibility, of this external view of what you are. And what really matters is the person driving the Nissan and the Lamborghini have one thing in common, is the person speeding down the road in their Nissan, in their 1997 Nissan Sentra, versus the person in the Lamborghini. The one thing in common might be passion. It might be more things in common, but passion is one of those things. The person driving 100 miles per hour in their Ferrari, whatever, they're driving with passion. The person has made it. That now externally they look like they've made it. But there's, of course, so many different things that you could talk about when it comes to what a person internally is going through, regardless of what they're driving or what they look like or what they're wearing or what they're saying. It's internally, it might be different. But the goal is to drive a Ferrari down the highway, right? 100%. But not in the sense of that exact reality, is that where you are in life, that you are passionately driving down the highway without a care in the world for what people think about you. Now, by the way, I do not advise anybody to speed down the highway. That's not what I'm saying. I want you to be a little bit more abstract, like a metaphor. If you are in the highway of humanity and you got all these different things that you enjoy doing, that's part of your life, part of your system, then you should be passionate with every part of that you can possibly get good at or you're already good at. Alex Hormozy and these other guys will say, well, if you're not good at something, then pass it on to somebody else that can do it for you. We're not talking about business here. This does apply to how you run your life. That's it. It applies to your system of your life. And what I'm trying to say is that I have no excuse to not producing with what I've been given. Whether that comes to my parents, sacrificing their time and their life for me to have this opportunity to be able to be in a cozy house, right? Whether you're in school, whether you're trying to start a business for yourself, whether you're trying to earn side income, you're working a job, you got some type of pursuit. And I was talking to this guy at work, and he's much older white gentleman, and he was like, yo, I told him about passion, and he said something about avocation and vocation, and it's the two eye. It's one eye is vocation, another eye is avocation. You're seen with the same thing. And what I took from that is that what I understand about passion is that I'm placing it in everything I want. It's the same thing. It's not just one thing. It's just a tool that you utilize. So when you're somebody that's driving down the highway in a 1997 Nissan Sentra, it's not going to look pretty to anybody. Maybe to you it looks pretty. Maybe to only you can feel how good that feels. only you and someone you love in the car understands how good this moment is for you. Right? Like you're going down the highway and you're enjoying you're passionately enjoying the things that you enjoy. And the person who really loves you is going to enjoy that for you. And you should absolutely reciprocate that for somebody else. You shouldn't just be all about yourself. This is not a narcissistic channel. We don't promote our own self and not other people. This is a system that is ran by human beings. But it's a clear understanding of the social world today that yes, the person driving in their Nissan Sentra is not going to appear accepted to majority of people until that same person is passionately driving down the highway in their dream car. Right? Like everybody loves that. Who doesn't want to buy into that? So think about it. Right now, if we are trying our best to produce a life that we want, am I passionately pursuing one thing, or I'm passionate about everything? You know, when we were kids, when I was a child, I would wake up with so much energy. I'm still a child, but not really. But I would wake up with so much energy that I had nothing to look forward to except for school and my family. And I woke up well-dressed, ready, perfume on, looking great for school, and feeling great, putting on my best self. And I think about it, I reflect on it, I'm like, was it for attention? Was it for things that really don't bring me any benefit? But in reality, as you grow older, you realize, why would I want to look like a bum? Why would I not put my best self forward? I mean, I want to be authentic. If I feel any type of way, I feel sad today, I feel this, I'm going to put that forward too. But it's not all bad and it's not all good. Sometimes it's not all bad, it's not all good. But be yourself, right? And what's incredible is that as you grow older, you realize the same things that you were when you were younger, they start becoming suppressed by the people around you saying, well, you drive this car and you look like this type of person, and they start defining you and defining your passion, defining what you're passionate about, and say you need to stop. And usually, the person that's doing that is somebody that really is putting a stop to their own growth. These are the people that you never see growing, and they're always in competition, and they're in this delusional world. And delusion, a little cuckoo is good for your success, because no one's going to believe in you as much as you can until God provides you the people in your life to reinforce the life he wants for you, and that may or may not be the life you see for yourself, but that's a whole nother conversation. So in reality, we want you to drive down the highway in your 1997 Nissan Sentra with passion. That passion that no one else understands. Well, why is he so passionate? Look at what he's wearing. Look at what he's driving. Why is he so excited to wake up in the morning? Why is he so excited to be who he is? Why? Make them question why you're so freaking excited about yourself. Why are you so excited to live? Why are you so excited to do these random things? That has nothing to do with anybody. It has nothing to do with anybody except for what you see for yourself. The fact that the vision for yourself is not, like, I'm not telling you, look, your vision gotta be pragmatic. Something you could linearly do the steps to do, and you can define as that this will take me such amount of time. Seriously. I'm a little bit of a nihilist where I'm like, I'm gonna keep trying, but I don't have to have that goal to have a great life. And nihilists really don't view life in a way of achieving something. They just say, I'm just living. I've already achieved. And that's the positive take I have on nihilism. I know what the definition is, but overall, there are a lot of people who believe that as they woke up this morning, they've already achieved life. And I love that. And that's a positive take on that. You don't have to idolize your outcome and worship and You know, this Arabic word called tawaf, as in you circulate. You wake up and all you do is circulate this outcome you want. And you want to be the person driving that dream car down the highway, and then people get your passion. We all want people to someday get it, someday understand that they were wrong, to someday understand that they didn't see what you were seeing and you were right. And one of the greatest things about being a human being is the opportunity to be right about yourself, about someone else in history. As long as that right is a truth, that truth is all that matters. You know, sometimes you don't be as truthful to people who really are out there. And actually, it's really important to be truthful to people that are behaving a certain way that you know is going down the wrong route. If you are in the passenger seat and you know your boy is passionately driving down the highway and you are like not trying to tell him he's messing up. You're not trying to tell him that, yo, you are stepping in wrong places. I get it. I get that you're passionate, bro. But where you're stepping, I've seen it's going to hit you hard. And if you don't do that for your boy, you're not really his boy. You're not really his best friend. You're not really her girl. You're not really her BFF forever. I promise you, if you're not doing that for the person that is passionate, and you're not using their passion to engulf you, to take you up into flames and you step into the fire that you want to, you really don't want to take advantage of the person that's trying to conquer the world around you. You know, we're not in the 15, 13, 1200s where when you feel like being passionate, you go and conquer land. No, we're just trying to conquer our life. I want to conquer my time. I want to conquer my knowledge. I want to master who I am and master my passion and master the life I want to have. You know? So I want you to really think about it. When you're driving calmly, just calm. I'm not telling you to be passionate all of the time. You're not always going to be passionate. Sometimes you need to be calm. You need to be passionately patient, passionately calm sometimes. Responding to things like, you know, it's chill. Right? We got a lot of people who are passionately chill. That's great. So as you're passionately chill and you see that person passionately driving down the highway, your boy is doing what he wants to do, your best friend is doing what she wants to do. Sometimes you got to nod and be like, yeah, I get it. I love that. Not everybody has to have passion where you got to stomp on the gas pedal every time you see an opening, but opportunists are people who really get through a lot of things. And may God show us the way, to be honest with you. Because if it wasn't for God, you'd be always not stepping in the right direction. But that's a religious and a spiritual perspective, which I don't want to put too much on this channel. But it's good. At some point when I understand it better, I'll mix in spirituality or my sense of spirituality or my religion, which is Islam, alongside kind of what I talk about. And personally, if you made it to the end of this video after what I've been blabbering about, then I just want to remind myself that this channel is just as a perspective of what's going on in my life. And as I go towards this passionate pursuit, and how I want to take advantage of YouTube and the camera, and me putting myself in a position where I am being recorded and posting myself and sharing parts of my life that I really think that would benefit everyone around me if they do watch this video. So this channel is just me blabbering. It's just me coming on here, posting stuff that I just want to share and talk about. And whatever you get from it, write it in the comments. You want to argue with me, you want to compete with me, you want to hate on me, you want to do whatever, write it in the comments. Come at me or support me. Show me your love. You're a mother of a son that's my age. You're a father of a daughter that's similar in perspective. You're a son or a daughter, or you're a cousin of somebody, and you know this person is passionate. You know this person may be misunderstanding their passion or is misunderstood. And whatever you could take from this video, you can share with the people around you. And hopefully as time goes on, I'm young, so my wisdom will increase. My passion, my pursuit, my career, my perspective, my wisdom, I think I already said that, my philosophy, my knowledge will increase. I'll just be coming sharing this. And I'm a newcomer. And I love being a newcomer because nobody sees it coming. Everyone's always wasting his time. He's just recording 15-minute videos and thinks he's going to do something. Well, I promise you, in 3 years, we'll watch this video back and there will be enough of an outcome for me to say, I am moving up. I'm moving up in my own accord. And I promise you, anyone that is getting on YouTube and is posting on a regular basis, not like me right now, because I'm not posting on a regular basis, but you can post on a regular basis for 2-3 years and you're posting consistent content for a niche audience or whatever your audience is, I promise you something will come out of it. I promise you, at least the least that will come out of it is you're doing something and you're accomplishing something, that you put a task for yourself and you're passionately pursuing something that has nothing to do with your job, has nothing to do with any relationship, just the relation with yourself and what you want to give to the world. God bless you.